33. Nelson. With the infected, sun-scarred side of his face replaced, Jasper Thomas Nelson feels like a new man. Argent Skinner wasn't exactly a cooperative donor, of course. You said it yourself, he had told Argent before the undamaged side of the young man's face was harvested by Divan. My left half and your right half make a whole. And although Argent insisted this is not what he meant, the complaints of a donor really don't matter. Seeing the look on Grace Skinner's face when she saw him was an added perk. It'll be even more rewarding to capture Lassiter's expression when they meet. He had used a fast-acting, short-term trank on Grace. Good thing, too. A stronger, slower trank would have left her screaming longer to attract plenty of attention. As it was, no one came to her aid. Nelson was able to throw her into a dense hedge to keep her out of sight and out of mind. Then he proceeded to the antique shop where the tracking chip showed she was spending all of her time. That is, until today, when she went on an excursion all over Akron. The moment he saw the old woman in the shop, Nelson read in her face a solid preview of all the things he needed to know. Lassiter is there, or has been there, or is hidden somewhere nearby, and Nelson is willing to wager that stinking tithe-turned clapper is here too. He doesn't know which will be more satisfying, taking the Akron AWOL to be unwound, or slowly killing Lev Calder for what he did at the graveyard. Punishment for stealing Lassiter away from him, leaving Nelson tranked by the side of the road for flesh-eating predators and the fiery eye of the Arizona sun. Everything Nelson said to the old woman in the front room of her shop was to throw off her balance, to probe her to see what she might unintentionally give away. Her reaction told him that he had hit a bullseye. Now, here in the back room, he has her at his gentle mercy. All that remains is to extract the information he needs. This will certainly be easier than catching Lassiter at the airplane graveyard. This will be a cakewalk, and after all he's been through, heaven knows he deserves it. 34. Sonia. This man is no juvie cop. He's not even a proper parts pirate. Sonia knows there is something fundamentally wrong with him, something internally disfigured, far worse than is revealed by his horrible face. If the media has it right, the triple threat has come together again, he says. Connor Lassiter, Lev Calder, and Risa Ward. I'm hoping you can confirm that for me. Sonia catches him eyeing the groceries stacked around the back room. She curses herself for not bringing them downstairs. Clearly, you're feeding a horde. And this is an ADR safe house. I didn't know there were any left. Sonia says nothing. The trunk is on the rug and the rug is smoothed out, leaving no hint that either has been moved. Not hint of the trapdoor beneath. He might suspect that she's harboring AWOLs, but he has no idea where. When she doesn't answer him, he sighs and stands up, approaching her. Don't assume I'm going to enjoy what I'm about to do, he says. I do it only because it's necessary. Then he reaches out to her and presses his thumb against her broken left hip with more force than anyone should be capable of delivering. Beyond unbearable, the pain is unthinkable. She tries to bite it back, but it comes warbling out as a feeble wail between her gritted teeth. Dark worms squirm across her eyesight, threatening to overtake her, but then they recede to the periphery as he removes his thumb and backs away, assessing her. The pain remains, and she feels weaker than she's ever felt. She wishes she could take the splintered end of her shattered cane and jam it through his stolen eye. Once again, Connor Lassiter. Still, Sonia says nothing. Let him kill her. She will still not speak. She thinks he may step forward again and cause her even more pain, but instead, he turns to the trunk and without the slightest hesitation, kicks it to the side, then flips back the rug to reveal the trapdoor beneath. Did you think I was stupid? I was a juvie cop long enough to smell a hiding place the second I walk into a room. I wonder how many stinking AWOLs you have down there. 10? 20? It's a far more effective tactic than pain as far as Sonia is concerned, and this bastard knows it. Leave them alone. You're not here for them, Sonia reminds him. Indeed not. Now he sits on the edge of her desk, close to her. On her desk is a bowl full of old-fashioned cigarette lighters she was polishing and preparing to display in the shop. He pulls out one, silver with a red enameled rose, petals like flames. I truly pity you, he says. You're the old woman who feeds the pigeons and allows them to propagate and spread disease. He flicks the lighter and watches the flame as it dances. You're the misguided soul who lets rats overrun the city because you think they're an endangered species. He waves it before her dangerously close, taunting, and she can do nothing about it. You're certainly old enough to remember what it used to be like. People afraid to leave their homes for fear of feral teenagers, while other people suffered needlessly with everything from heart failure to lung cancer. He flips the lighter closed, snuffing the flame, but doesn't put it down. People like you baffle me. How could you not see the good in unwinding? Although Sonia does not want to dignify him with a response, she can't help herself. Those kids are human beings. Were, he corrects. Each has been deemed by society, and even their own parents, to be worthless. What makes you think you know better? Are you done? That depends. Is Connor Lassiter down there with the rest of your pigeons? Sonia considers how she might respond and decides that a half-truth may set them free. He's flown the coop, here and gone. He won't stay anywhere for long. Then you won't mind if I check downstairs, will you? He pockets the lighter and pulls out his gun, then a second pistol, checking the clips. One must be loaded with tranks, the other with bullets. By the way in which he had shattered her cane, she knows those bullets are deadly hollow-tipped kind. Miniature grenades exploding on contact. Her AWOLs won't stand a chance. And then Sonia has a desperate idea. Connor left, but Lev Calder is here. I'll get him to come up if you leave the rest of my AWOLs alone. He smiles. You see, that wasn't so hard. I had faith you could be reasoned with. He goes over to the trap door and reaches down toward it. Be good, he tells Sonia, and be convincing. If I leave here with Lev, I promise the rest of your brood will be safe. Then he pulls the trap door open and nods to Sonia. Lev, she calls out. Lev, can you come up? I need your help up here. No response. You can do better than that, whispers the split-faced man. Lev, get your ass up here, Sonia calls, much louder. I don't have all day. And Sonia closes her eyes, silently praying that those kids down there are smart enough to figure it out and to do what needs to be done.